The headlines: the Australia High Commission Office in Honiara signed off 50 new community infrastructure projects worth $11 million Solomon dollars. NSC has undergone a major restructuring process approved by Cabinet. And Solomon Islands has reaffirmed its support for the Global Health Corporation during the 78th session of the World Health Assembly. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Sharon Nanao. The Australian High Commission has signed off 15 new community infrastructure projects worth $11 million Solomon dollars under the Solomon Islands Australia Community Partnership Program. The initiative underscores Australia's ongoing commitment to supporting grassroots development across the Solomon Islands. Alex Dedamu reports.
The Australian High Commission Office in Honiara on Thursday signed off 50 new community infrastructure projects under the Solomon Islands Australia Community Partnership Program worth around $11 million Solomon dollars. The partnership program aims to help support rural Solomon Islanders build small-scale community infrastructure. In his remarks at the event, Prime Minister Honourable Jeremiah Manele reaffirmed the importance of strategic partnerships in supporting Solomon Islands' national development. He said Australia remains one of Solomon Islands' major and most committed development partner.
Australia, ladies and gentlemen, remains one of Solomon Islands' major and committed development partners. The Australia-Solomon Islands Development Partnership Plan 2024 to 2029, which recently came to Cabinet for our noting, translates into action our two countries' shared development priorities. The partnership plan initiatives aligns well with our National Development Strategy 2016 to 2035 and GNAT's broad policy pillars of economic transformation, infrastructure development, unity and stability, and human capital development.
Meanwhile, Australian High Commissioner to Solomon Islands, His Excellency Rod Hilton, said that the 50 new projects are strategic investments in the economic development and resilience of Solomon Islands.
This fella 50 new projects, you may celebrate them tonight, yeah? And we need more investment along physical infrastructure. Oketa strategic investment inside low economic development and resilience below Solomon Islands. Oketa by improving access along Oketa critical service, improving economy below UN, contribute to long-term development below communities across the long country.
In an interview with SIBC TV, one of the project's recipients, James Kilua, said that the funding support will go a long way in benefiting his community.
This is our first time for Mifala apply for one Australian funded project, and by God's blessing Mifala take this project for building one community hall. So this community hall will benefit him too about the cultural exchange what Mifasa doing, and Mifasa doing more activities and events or same whereby I'm helping community and bringing community together. And one for something where community belum mifala hem lebet lakel is mifala lebet middle center almost center of surrounding villages. So a lot of events also come boleh belum mifala, but mifala garan community hall. So this time around mifala bara lakel Thomas because once mifala building this one, bahem bara benefiting too much not just us but also the surrounding communities belum mifala too. Because of events, big events lo area. So by give him opportunities for the people in the villages too.
A second round of project applications is expected to open in July. Alex Dedamu for SIBC TV.
The National Sports Council NSC has undergone a major restructuring process approved by Cabinet, aimed at strengthening its governance and operational capacity, particularly in the management of the South Pacific Games facilities. Minister of Home Affairs Honourable Junior Ezekiel Vave revealed in Parliament during his contribution to the motion to thank His Excellency the Governor-General for delivering the speech from the throne. He said the restructure has been rolled out in phases and aligns with the recently endorsed NSC Strategic Plan 2023 to 2032.
The restructure of the NSC was approved by Cabinet and it was implemented in phases. Mr. Speaker, in terms of governance, Cabinet has approved the NSC Strategic Plan 2023 to 2032, which is aligned with the National Sports and Recreation Policy 2021 to 2035. Mr. Speaker, I wish to highlight here that the approved restructure of the NSC is critical to managing the South Pacific Games facilities. Now the number of employees of the NSC has increased and now at 96 and will further increase in the future. Mr. Speaker, 13 national federations have registered last year in 2024 in line with the Solomon Islands National Sports Council Act of 1988, and 13 other national federations were registered this year, 2025. This is a positive way forward on the part of the national federations in compliance with the governance requirement of the NSC.
Honorable Ezekiel adds NSC has made significant strides in strengthening sports governance and athlete development in the Solomon Islands.
Mr. Speaker, my ministry through NSC has developed and approved 14 sports policies to regulate foot protection, head protection, hazardous substance, anti-doping, athlete privacy, priority sports, athlete carding, draft service level arrangements, National Aquatic Center finance, pool access, pool plant, continual professional development, use of mobile phones, use of vehicles, and etc. Mr. Speaker, recently my ministry through NSC has signed an agreement with King George VI School to provide preferential and free access to the facilities of the East End Sports Park. NSC has also signed an agreement with SINU to cover wide collaborations in the future. NSC has also developed and implemented venue hire and lease arrangements for the facilities. Mr. Speaker, on high performance, my ministry through NSC has developed pathways for athletes, coaches and technical officials. The CINIS was registered through NSC as a member of the Association of Sports Performance Center to provide networking opportunities to improve high performance support to athletes and coaches.
Now, Solomon Islands has reaffirmed its support for global health cooperation during the 78th session of the World Health Assembly, WHA, in Geneva, Switzerland. Alex Dadamu with the details.
The Solomon Islands has reaffirmed its support for global health cooperation during the 78th session of the World Health Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. Delivering the national statement at the meeting, Minister of Health and Medical Services Honorable Paul Bosawai highlighted the relevance of the meeting's theme, One World for Health, saying the theme cannot come at a more perfect time.
The theme for this year's World Health Assembly, One World for Health, cannot come at a perfect time. At this theme represent and call on all of us to build a strong, resilient and healthier global community into the future of our people. We are dependent on one another. Not so long ago, all countries, big, small, rich or poor, witnessed how the recent worldwide pandemic has impacted the world over and brought the world economy into its feet. The impact of the recent COVID-19 pandemic and its profound consequences remains fresh on our minds. Despite the many measures that many countries undertook at that time, clearly no country was safe until all countries were. We saw an unprecedented level of global effort to manage the situation at that time. Such only emphasized the importance of investing in resilient health system and international cooperation in the face of global health challenges.
Minister Bosawai in the meantime endorsed the pandemic agreement, stressing that it is a testament of the strength of solidarity, peace and unity.
Solomon Island endorses the pandemic agreement as this is a testament of the strength of solidarity, multilateralism, equity, peace, and unity for one world for health.
The Honourable Minister has been accompanied by his Permanent Secretary, Ms. Pauline McNeil, Deputy Secretary Healthcare, Dr. Gregory Gillini, and Head of Emergency Department of the National Referral Hospital, Dr. Trina Saleh. Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
The Solomon Islands Council of Trade Union, SICTU, is calling for the immediate establishment of a tripartite advisory body. The establishment of the advisory body is part of demands for the Fair Cost of Living Adjustment COLA and intends to end government's unilateral decision-making. A statement by SICTU notes that the recently awarded 3% COLA for workers ignores skyrocketing cost of living and workers' hardship. National Secretary Adriana Tuhanuku explains the advisory body will ensure equal representation from government, employers and workers to advise the Minister of Finance.
Where we are now is we have a situation where every decision hem top down no more, and that's why whenever hem land, even if hem good or hem no good, by people have no happy no more. We call for the establishment of this tripartite advisory body, and not only to advise on COLA, but to advise the minister law issues that hem need for hem attend him to for something when we mention in first time to have more ownership and attachment law everyone law country, as well as to see that everyone participate law discussion. In the minister's enough to decide on.
Tuhanuku emphasizes the advisory body will share the burden of responsibility over any decision made.
Realistically, it will be wild if you may say that whatever we suggest will offer a complete satisfaction below everybody. No more, you may say now high cost of living law here, what employers cannot afford him to. But at least something where everybody feel that what a part of the decision. No more concern so that everybody will take responsibility when such a figure is set, and everybody will know that what everyone now together. But for actually say that if there's an advisory body, then by him everyone satisfied, no. Looking at everything, especially finance, and our economic performance in the country right now, it's unrealistic for you to say that by everyone satisfied.
Now, integrating traditional ecological knowledge tech into conservation efforts has gained traction over the years. Tech refers to practices and understanding accumulated over generations through direct contact with the environment by indigenous populations. The topic was raised during the International Biodiversity Day Talkback Show on SIBC on Thursday.
A lot of the communities we visited, there is ranges, man school now, but they have this TEK, traditional ecological knowledge. So, two tap him things here from traditional holders block leaders where stop with them and the community have very minority at this point in time. So we feel that time if integrating this one helpful, yeah, because people understand the environment through their traditional knowledge. Yeah? So time if come down, if work along the side no more, then if looking that everyone to participate they have space, yeah.
Is to improve recognition, not just of biodiversity, but also local indigenous knowledge where him stop with them biodiversity too. And a simple example is sometimes if you look at a kindergarten, you have the ABCs, yeah, the ABC charts, yeah. Some fala biodiversity or animal and plants or put there for letters, yeah. Hem animal with different places. Example E for elephant, yeah, you know what pick it in blue me about grop E. Me no look him any elephant outside there, but what if we had those lists with animals, local animals, believe me, yeah? So, E maybe for ilfish or but then take it one step further, putum lokata, local names, believe me. So I think
incorporating tech into the national school curriculum, including the proper documentation of indigenous knowledge through formal research, was also emphasized.
The importance of local knowledge. Example, some of our plants, you may get them at the medicinal uses, yeah? And if the plant is lost, then not only do we lose a species, but we lose the associated knowledge and the uses of that fala plant. Yeah. So everything hem one noma, hem stuck together. So everything hem barava important to us. So I think what me like share for you here noma to encourage us all to have a holistic approach to biodiversity conservation. It's not just focusing about the species themselves, but we have to be holistic and look at everything we have come with them species here. You me other people and knowledge is below me too.
Now, a young woman's passion for fashion has opened a door to new opportunities. Idria Howell, who hails from the country's western province, is making strides in her personal fashion designing journey.
Fashion isn't something that's so, like common or popular, or it's not a career path that really, is a main focus or gets talked about a lot. I would say my first discovery of fashion, mum and dad, when I was growing up in Marovo, they own an eco lodge. And the tourists would come and go, and they'd bring this like cosmopolitan like magazines and stuff of all these celebrities. And I remember picking up this magazine that they left behind, and I was like, oh my goodness, like these clothes are so beautiful, and like look how stylish they look. And I was like, that's it. That like it's like this like spark, just lit up inside of me. And I knew from that day that like fashion was something that I was so like heavily interested in.
Idria's designs place emphasis on sustainability, which is showcased using durable stitch patterns, recycled items and fabrics. She hopes to minimize the negative impacts the fashion industry has had on the natural environment.
Fashion is such a big industry, and it contributes to such a huge part of pollution within the ocean and other parts of the changes, negative impacts on the climate. And so I think because it's such a big industry, sustainably like sourcing things such as fabrics and manufacturing these garments and products and stuff is so important. So, I think growing up like in Solo and stuff like that, and seeing like, me go swim, me looking my half breke kaleko inside lo sea. And then just from like little things like that, and I was like, oh, that's rubbish in the ocean. How can we reduce that? So it's just like, it's concentrating on how can I like still style myself and, be fashionable, but also care for the environment and take care of it and make sure that I'm not adding negatively to it, but kind of taking away the negative impacts of fashion within our natural environment and the ocean and so on.
She encourages other Solomon Islanders to pursue their creative endeavors.
Now, I think when people think about fashion, they think about this big like thing, overseas and stuff like that. Fashion is actually such a huge part of the Solomon Island culture. Like it really is. If people look deep into like who we are, like we accessorize with earrings. Like, I've got earring. I wear it every day because it represents me and my culture and my background, and I'm such a proud Solomon Islander. If you walk down the street, Point Cruz, you look at everyone wearing earring, wearing necklace. That's fashion. What you wear on your skin, how you carry yourself, that's fashionable. The way you like to present yourself is your own sense of fashion. So if you want for a boy or want for a girl, you're still in high school, or even if you're in your 40s and you're like, hey, fashion is something I'm so interested in, just dive into it, because what you bring to the table, no one else has brought to the table. You have your own, style and your own sense of fashion that is like a breath of fresh air for the fashion world.
Ms. Howell will be showcasing her line of designs in the Macleay Valley Fashion Show in New South Wales, Australia next month. And now the latest in sports with Martin Taromane.
S-League matches over the weekend saw a tough draw for Sosa FC, who were denied a penalty late in extra time during the 2-2 draw with Honiara United FC at the Losintama Stadium on Saturday. Sosa FC, under the return of head coach Stanley Waita, had to settle for a point despite establishing a 2-0 lead early in the game through Bobby Leddy and Wesley Toitana's goals in the 4th and 28th minute of the first half. Honiara United had to remain calm to find a goal back through Roland Kwai before Alfred Sade found the equalizer in the 62nd minute for the Bataram Sori coach side, who were forced to finish the match with 10 men.
To be honest, with the level of the players, we find them tough, especially IQ low football where you look each individual players. But yeah, me never give up. Me keep work hard and yeah, what the things follow my coaching. Me understanding where me at time coaching at the international levels and different. But time come I never give up. Yeah, me always tell them me do more same, and yes, sometimes I work, sometimes no work. But with the team where you know got good quality players inside and play them very hard, but never give up to work. Me love him.
Of course, what the challenges you just tell them go how now you use him or how now you go back and prepare for the remaining matches.
How the remaining match, me will take one game at a time. So yes, by next game we have to watch him more and analyze him more what now go on. And yes, this level for me, I find it difficult for especially the most majority in the team or the homeboys, so or maybe very low IQ players. But yeah, we work on low each game after game. So me tell them we have to treat him each game and should be a final you in the grand final. We work hard and we have to get the points. So far we get 3 draws and 2 losses at the first place, but yeah, we'll work on.
Sosa FC team captain Titus Waka Hikeni said he is happy with the point, but knows the road only gets tougher from here.
By me work hard more for next match belum so tin by him no easy next game belum by him no easy home so me have to work hard more. Fans me say by me thanking fans namata mi tro bata mi thank you for support mi no ite mi
Atin Taromane, SIBC Sports.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.